Come on, mate. It's only spitting, so you won't melt. Though you might at that. Hello, darling.
I forgot how flaming horrible it is working for a living.
Well, you know what they say about power, Leonard. Even councillor power, it corrupts. Still, you soon forget you've been swanning about in Holland after an hour or two on a factory roof. And look who's here, the little elf herself.
That's all I need.
Oh, hello, lad. When did you get back?
Last night, love. Late last night.
Oh, my Stan's missed you, you know, especially accompanying Rovers.
What stands missed is me helping him back from the Rovers every night and pouring him down your lobby.
Oh, you know, I think my poor husband must be the most malignant man on this earth. Hey, talking of the Rovers, though, you won't have seen the new barmaid, will you? If you can call her that. First time I saw her, I thought it was a jukebox.
A new barmaid, what you on about?
Wait till lunchtime, I'll show you. In the meantime, work, 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 work. Definite.
Really, you can spare me a moment, sure.
At most, there must be about 16 hours to a working day, and today I'll need twice that amount to even map out a programme, right?
What I have to say will only get a second. Now, I want you to give Bet Lynch notice. Does her name sound as though it ought to be over a pawn shop, or is it just that I'm prejudiced? Anyway, I want you to give her notice.
Mum, I'll tell you what I'll do.
No compromises?
No, I'll compromise a bet. I'll bet that having Bet Lynch behind that bar improves custom appreciably, and if it does, she stays. Now, how's that?
Improves custom? Oh, Billy, don't be ridiculous. I suppose you're basing your assumption on the hoary old image of barmaids, big, blousy creatures, dispensing comfort and advice with the bitter beer. Oh, your modern customer is much more discerning. He wants charm and intelligence, not a person that looks as though she's straight off a seaside postcard.
A wager.
All right, a wager she'll drive away more customers than she'll attract.
We'll see, Mum. We'll see. Ta-da.
Ladies and Lucille.
Oh, Mr. Fab bloke if I don't push. He's always purring at Bessie Street traffic lights in his sports car. That's if they're not at red. Heck, I've just thought, what a way to be conducting my life. Yes, Auntie Annie.
What is your opinion of the recent addition to my staff?
Bet Lynch.
Who else?
I think she's a dog.
Whatever that may mean. And what do you say?
Well, she seems rather well, suited to the job.
She's totally unsuited.
Oh, I understood that her, well, shape and appearance were almost de rigueur for a public bar.
Et tu, Brute. I have served behind a public bar for many, many years, Miss Nugent, and I am hardly her shape and appearance, and never have been.
Oh, I wasn't suggesting that,
Yes,
Mrs.
well,
Walker.
apparently Lucille is far more perceptive regarding Miss Lynch than you are.
But surely you know why Lucille said what she did.
Well, of course. She feels that she is, to put it as delicately as possible, too obvious.
Oh, no, Mrs. Walker. Lucille considers Bet a rival for the affections of our American friend, Gary Strauss. That's why she thinks she's a dog.
I'm not kidding. After 5 minutes on that roof, he was suffering from frostbite, vertigo and mumps.
Poor Len. You could have found him an easier job to start with.
After all that time leading the life of Riley.
Well,
I tried to fix him up at Bradford Colliery, standing in for a pit pony.
I still feel sorry for him.
Ah, that's because you fancy him.
Ooh, you know more than I do then.
Ah. Hey, I'll have a jar of coffee, see if a hot drink won't bring him round.
Hi.
Haven't they reported you yet?
Well, I've got influence in high places.
Oh, England for the Viet Cong, that's what I say.
You have just solved the entire Southeast Asia problem. Her man?
She's still upstairs.
I think I'll go in and smoke her out.
Cornflakes and sympathy, eh? Can't be bad.
2 and 10.
You're getting rid of me fast, aren't you?
I always like to be on the safe side. Hello.
Hi.
You having words?
I just like to keep my distance.
Oh, yes, it's safer to be distant, Maggie. I mean, act natural and friendly, and people around here start imagining all sorts of things, don't they? Well, look, I can't make it with you lying on it, can I?
All right, baby. Well, we are getting independent, aren't we? Yeah, that's good. That's what I like. That's like me in the Army. That's why I took off. All that yes, sir, and no, sir. And what I really wanted to say was you go take a powder, sir. Hey, you're not listening to me, Irma. Now, really, baby, you should listen to... Steady!
Well, look, I've got to make the bed, haven't I? And I mean, I could do without you coming here at this time of the day.
All right. I'll stay away mornings. I might even stay sober and give my dulled senses an airing. Yeah?
Okay, we come in through the flat, Joe?
Sure. We both serve under the same flag, don't we?
Is that right, Joe? Did you serve under the same flag?
Yeah, well, Old Glory really never did an awful lot for me.
Hello, Irma.
Hello.
You don't mind us barging in, do you?
No.
I've got a shop full down here.
Everybody wants her.
We'll be surprised.
I could do with a hand.
You go lend her one, baby.
You know, for a fairly average guy, you certainly seem to know how to handle women, Joe.
Yeah, well, you see, it's this excessive personality.
Yeah, personality. That's what bothers me about Irma. She used to be full of it.
Yeah, well,
Now-
she's a little off color.
Well, she looks okay to me. So do most chicks.
Yeah, well, she's had a rough time. Her baby and her husband dying like that. It's why not take it out of her? Anyway, don't worry. I'm looking after her all right.
Sure, Joe. Have you changed your mind yet?
Oh, no. Yeah, here we go again.
Okay, Joe. So you've made a gesture, huh? I mean, you don't like the army, so you went AWOL. Now, look, let's be sensible, eh? Cut your losses and let's grab the next plane back, huh?
Well, it could have been Maggie, couldn't it? I mean, everything that goes on in this street is discussed in that shop.
Ah, but Maggie Clegg.
Well, she's not got a husband, has she? Not really. And women like that can get up to some very funny tricks.
Let's not get psychological, please. I mean, whoever sent that letter did it out of malice. They must have.
Well, who then?
Somebody malicious.
Who?
Just about everybody.
Who?
Well, all right, to name but a few, Mrs. Sharples.
Yeah, she did try to warn me not to have you calling. It's just a first street, that, isn't it? Yeah, I can just see her. Dear Kenneth.
Hey, hang on. Elsie Tanner were just as bad. Mind you, she's jealous.
Well, you can't say that about Miss Nugent. She tried to put her oar in as well.
Fancy, I thought Emily was everybody's friend.
They're all women, aren't they?
It's a woman's trick, love.
Who do you think it could be?
Who do you?
Well, Elsie comes into the same category as Maggie. She's a friend. Miss Nugent does too, I suppose.
That leaves Mrs. Sharples.
It always does, doesn't it?
Everything okay?
Better than flying off.
Yes?
By the way, I like your dress.
Well, I'm surprised she's still here myself, Mrs. Walker.
Don't worry, Mrs. Ogden. Her days, indeed her hours, are numbered.
Of course, it's insecurity, you know. When a woman has to flaunt herself like she does.
Really?
I've never needed to.
No?
No. I mean, take the night I met my Stan, for instance. I was wearing a coat made out of a dyed army blanket. And do you know what I had round my neck?
No idea, I'm sure.
A string of cockle shells painted silver. But my Stan fell for me, like a sack of spuds.
Quite remarkable. Will you excuse me a moment?
The day I have to look like that to attract the fellas is the day I give up the struggle as a female fatal.
Not much evidence yet that we shall have to post houseful signs.
Give her a chance, Mum. It's just gone 12.
I'll give her until tonight, which is not only being generous, it is being prodigal. Welcome, stranger. I said welcome home, Len.
Oh, thank you, love. You know, it's a great move, was that?
Oh, it's sweet, Mrs. Walker, sweet.
Pardon?
Putting Bet Lynch behind the bar.
She's like a beacon.
You know, where do those pumps go together like Morecambe and Wise?
Like S and X.
Hello, Mr. Fairclough. Talk about being a stranger.
Hello, darling.
Hey, I thought you were supposed to be worn out.
One up to me, Mum, wouldn't you say?
Len Fairclough's never had any taste. As for Ray Langton, he's pure bottom end of town.
Yes, Mum. My dinner's ready, is it?
Which one of them did you want to see? I lost
For the match,
Three? Oh, thanks for the information. It wouldn't be Gary Strauss you wanted, would it? Never heard of him. Oh, that's all right.
Lies on a flaming jam pot. It were ever thus, love. I'm sorry to say, me never ever having been a jam pot.
Well, if she's a jam pot, I'm a whipped cream walnut. You've got a customer.
Oh, yes, love. Pale ale, please. Yes, surely. Day for keeping your vest well down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I love it. 1 and 9. Tart. Tart.
Do you know Joe Tonelli?
Well, I should, love. He's in here enough.
He's not here now.
No. Well, you can see.
There's not another room.
Not in use, love. Not at dinner time.
They'll have to wait then, won't I?
Yeah, I suppose so. But if it's heard...
I'll wait.
Oh.
Doddle, isn't it? Doddle.
I'll
It's a
say.
doddle.
Bit more practice and you'll be able to make a cup of tea.
Shall we get down to brass tacks now, Mrs. Sharples? Tell me why you really called.
Well, it wasn't telepathy or even sixth sense. It was just something as Minnie Caldwell said. When my name was mentioned in conversation, according to her, you suddenly looked dropped on. Now, I don't like the thought of folk looking dropped on when they hear my name. It puts me on a par with somebody like Hitler.
It was you that wrote to Ken, wasn't it, Mrs. Sharples?
Wrote to Ken?
Telling him... No, perhaps that's putting it too strong. Insinuating that I was carrying on with Ray Langton.
And you think I'd do a thing like that?
Yes, I do. You think you've got some sort of divine right to pry into people's affairs, as if you were a vicar or something. But you haven't got any right to pry into my affairs or anybody else's.
Have you finished? Because if so, would you mind telling me why you think I would do a thing like this? Why you think so little of me? Because I think I've a right to know.
Well, for a start, you told me not to see so much of Ray. And you owed me one back as well.
I owed you what back?
Me writing to the council about you playing the organ.
By come, I thought I got a long memory. I'm going, Val Barlow, while I'm still in control of my temper. But let me tell you this. I might be a busybody. It's an old woman's privilege. And it stops life lying heavily on her hands. But I'm not vindictive, and I don't write poison pen letters, not to your husband or anyone else. So you're no nearer, are you?
You know, Elsie, you're wasting your time. You were born to be a barmaid.
You know, he's right. With Bet in here and you in the select, Newton and Ridley's would not be able to brew enough ale to keep this pub going, I tell you.
I can see it all now. Big glittering roadhouse with a queue of buses and cars outside. And the sign over the door reading Elsie Howard licensee.
Yeah, and you standing behind the bar. Not working, just standing.
Smoking a big cigar as if you owned a fairground.
Which he will have, of course, on Elsie's profits.
You know, I suddenly feel warm all over.
Yes, well, you can just cool down again because barmaiding's too much like hard work.
Well, actually, it has its compensations, you know. I mean, you get more attention than a footballer here.
You're a different shape, darling.
Oh.
I reckon Stan Ogden will be asking to have all his meals in here when he sees you.
Stan Ogden has his meals in here every day, doesn't he? Out of a pint pot.
Excuse me.
Why would he?
Too up to me, Mum?
I despair. I really do. What is her attraction?
You know, one of the nicest things about you, Mum,
What?
is that you really and honestly don't know.
But I do know, and I really and honestly believe I'm right.
Well, the place is certainly filling up.
Wow, doesn't she look sharp, eh?
You know, you can catch your bone here.
Hey, watch it, Yank. Leave us to our simple English pleasures.
Yeah, or I'll report you to Spyro Agnew for subverting an ally.
Oh, not to Spyro.
Yes.
Excuse me, love. Have you got a minute?
Oh, yeah, sure, man.
You see that girl that's just moved over there?
Yeah?
Well, she's after your buddy Joe.
After?
Asked after him.
What do you know?
What's she drinking, Miss?
Pale ale, love.
We'll have one and 2 scotch.
Yes.
I'll go and say hello. Hiya. You mind?
What do you want?
Well, I thought I might be able to help.
And what makes you think I want any help?
Well, you want to contact Joe Donnelly, don't you?
I might.
Well, we were told you did. Do you want a drink?
Don't mind if I do. Do you know where he is?
Well, not just exactly this moment. Joe's a kind of a roamer, you know.
He gets around.
Don't I know it?
What?
You wouldn't be covering up for him, would you?
Why should we want to cover up for him?
Nothing.
Now, come on, Miss,
Mosley, Jean Mosley.
Well, you can't say a thing like that and then just stop.
Well, you're his friends, aren't you?
Well, yeah, sure, we're his buddies.
Oh, well, then you probably wouldn't believe me anyway.
Believe what?
That he did this. And this. And he's quite handy with his feet as well.
What, Joe did that to you?
About a fortnight since. He took me out and got drunk. Sloppy drunk, you know. When I tried to stop him, he went mad. Threatened to kill me. I think I'd have done if the old fella next door hadn't started knocking on the wall.
Oh. Why do you want to see him again? I'd have thought he'd be the last guy.
I want compensation, don't I? I've been off work ever since.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Well, look, try smiling a bit, will you? You look much better when you smile, you know that?
Do I?
You enjoyed a tiff?
Isn't that what young lovers are?
And old ones.
Ah, well, I haven't.
Hey, do you know who's going on this do tonight?
What do?
Oh, Greg and Gary have got tickets for somewhere.
I'm not going on any do.
Oh, I just wondered.
Maggie, you're not getting too involved with Greg, are you?
I don't think so.
It's not wise, you know.
Isn't it?
They're here today and gone tomorrow.
I can look after myself, Irma.
That's what a lot of young English girls have said.
Ah, but I'm an English woman.
But Maggie, you don't understand.
Hey, you've got some left, haven't you? You must have.
Got what left, Hilda?
Them big pickle onions.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, there you are. Thank goodness. I think my Stan's hooked on them, you know. I'll even have them for breakfast.
Mum,
Yes, Joe?
are you going out tonight?
Oh, well, I had thought of watching Horizon. We can get BBC too, you know. I only found out last night.
Well, do you fancy coming round here? I mean, we could have a jar and a bite of supper.
Oh, yeah, Chuck. Yeah, I'd like that. Thanks for asking. Yeah, see you later then.
You're being a good daughter all of a sudden.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
It's been a day and a half today, Bet.
You can say that again. Mind you, I'm enjoying it.
Uh-huh. How you getting on with our Annie?
Well, she's not said so much, but I felt her eyes boring it back of my spine a couple of times. I'm Betty Turpins.
If they fire you, Bet, I'll personally call an airstrike in this pub.
She won't get fired, Joe.
Your mother's been giving me some very funny looks.
Trust your Uncle Bill. Come on, let's get some.
How about another gin, Elsie?
No, thanks. If I tried to take it steady this early on. You should, too.
Life's too short to take things steady, Elsie. Believe me, I know that.
Is Mrs. Walker not about?
No, sorry, Hilda. Can I get you something?
Oh, you do work then? I mean, actually serve drinks?
Of course I do.
Oh, I thought you was done up like a Christmas tree just to ogle the fellas.
Now, Hilda, what do you want? And I'm only being civil to you because I've been told I have to.
Yeah, well, I know it doesn't come natural. I'll have 2 bottles of light ale to take out. Excuse me. You're not taking my daughter out tonight then, eh?
Pardon?
Well, you can't be, can you, seeing as how she's asked me round?
Irma's done what?
She's asked me round for a chat and a bit of supper. I'm taking them bottles along.
Oh, I think you must have misunderstood her, Mrs. Hodge.
Oh, no, I couldn't have. She invited me personally.
Well, no, honest, Angie, we have a really big date on tonight, a really big one. Look, I'll tell you what. Let me pay for the beer. Bet?
3 and 6, love.
Okay. So long. Have a good time.
Are you stopping or what?
Well, I might as well. At least I'll be saving electricity, won't I?
Never mind, Hilda. There are worse places to spend the night.
There are better places and all.
You what?
Like New York, for instance. Just reminding you where you posted your last letter to.
What are you on about?
Oh, you'll be telling me next you never sent Ken Barlow a Dear John about Val and me.
He's had a Dear John, has he?
Far heavy on, I shouldn't wonder.
And you're suggesting that I sent it?
That's right.
Ray, get out of here before I do you some harm. As big as you are, I might do you some harm.
Are you saying you never sent it?
I'm not saying anything, just beat it.
A pint, is it, Raymond?
No, I was just looking for Len. I'm not stopping. Ta out, Elsie.
Is so much up, Elsie?
No, we just nearly had a punch-up.
Dear Jones, eh? I used to get 'em, never mind send 'em.
Geronimo.
I'm expecting my mum.
Well, apologies from dear mother, baby, but she's been unavoidably detained at the Rovers.
My mum wouldn't let me down.
Well, there is always a first time, and I know she's there because she's drinking some beer that I bought.
Well, I'll go and see her then.
No, baby, you get me a glass. Get me a glass, baby! Now, you just hold that out there. Now, steady. This whiskey is very precious stuff.
Oh, go away. Please, go away.
By heck, I don't remember this place being so busy since Stan Ogden thought he'd want booze.
Reasonably full, I suppose?
Oh, come on, I'd say it was busting at the seams.
Yes, well, you always did exaggerate, Billy.
The bunion nagging her again, is it?
Oh, no, not her bunion. Her business sense.
All I'm saying is, while she's doing all the talking, I am doing all the working.
Well, I'll have a word, Mrs. Turpin.
Yeah, well, more than the word, the boot, you know, like you promised.
I said, are you sure you're 16? I'm not joking. She looked 25.
You don't seem to have done much council work over there, Len.
What do you think I was there for?
Hello.
Don't tell me the government's still paying you.
Yes. How are you, Maggie?
Oh, I'm all right, Len.
Obviously.
Hey, me and Gareth's going down Manchester tonight.
Bully for you.
Well, aren't you jealous?
Oh, my heck, he's only taking you because I'm working.
He's not.
How will you ever know, though?
Oh, come on, Mum. Give in. She's gone down like a bomb.
Come on. So much makeup on, she looks psychedelic. Everything's wrong, in fact, everything.
But does she stay?
Have you had a word with her, Mrs. Walker? I mean, I'm rushed off my feet and there's all these glasses to do.
You were saying, Mum?
She stays, but get her to wash some glasses for Mrs. Turpin. I have got my hostess plan to consider.
Mind if I join you? Fed up with fellas talk. This is the only place left to sit.
Oh, I don't mind not to get your hand in your purse when it's your turn.
You what? You don't carry around a purse when you've got a husband in tow in a pub. It's the one advantage of having one. About the only one.
Surely there's more. I'm sorry.
Talking of husbands, you'll never guess what I've been accused of doing to Ken Barlow.
Ah, would you know?
What? He's not accused you. Not the poison pen letter.
Oh, not him. Her.
Val? Gee, that's one for the history books, isn't it?
What, you and me standing in the same dock, you mean?
Don't you think it's funny, Miss Nugent?
I think it was hilarious, apart from one small point. You see, I sent that letter to Kenneth Barlow.